What's up, everybody? This episode of the Smoking Tire Podcast is brought to you by Fight Camp. What is Fight Camp, you ask? Don't worry, you're not actually going to a real fighting camp. It's coronavirus, people. We're doing it at home. Most workouts, boring. I have done lots of boring workouts, but there's nothing more exciting than engaging and learning boxing and kickboxing. And that's exactly why people are saying Fight Camp is the only workout that they have stuck with. Fight Camp provides boxing and kickboxing workouts and tutorials that keep you engaged, learning, excited, and motivated. A program that's never boring and always challenging. Fight Camp brings the boxing gym to your living room with a tech twist. They provide all the gear, top trainers, and a new technology that tracks your punches. Everything you need to get a great workout in. The boxing workout has always been ranked as one of the best ways to get in shape, and it's honestly one of the most fun ways to combine cardio and strength training. I know this for sure because I built a home gym a couple years ago. Turns out that was very smart now. And I put in a speed bag, and hitting the speed bag for 2 minutes, 3 rounds of 2 minutes, 3 times a week is a sick upper body cardio workout, and I feel like really, really cool when I do it. When I go, I feel like Rocky. It's so badass. Boxing rules. Fight Camp is made for beginners and experienced boxers who want to box at home. It's a great way to learn boxing and kickboxing while improving your fitness with authentic workouts, all while learning at your own pace from home. The 6 trainers make all the programming based on their experience training for fights and offer a bunch of different ways to learn, such as 13-week-long prospect path, how to do a proper stance, the punch number system, and how to properly throw each punch. You actually use this stuff during intense 15 to 45 minute workouts. Fight Camp offers flexible financing for as low as 0% APR and $0 down. Right now, as a limited time holiday offer, get free shipping and a gift valued up to $109 with every Fight Camp package. Just go to joinfightcamp.com/TST. That's joinfightcamp.com/TST. That's right. Free shipping, a gift valued up to $109 with your purchase. Bring an authentic boxing and kickboxing gym into your home with Fight Camp. Go to joinfightcamp.com/TST. And guys, new show. We're going to be talking about it today. It's called Sorted. It's an old school tuner car magazine style shootout. We got some crazy cars, 4-figure horsepower numbers. It's me, Emelia Hartford, Rob Ferretti, and Tanner Faust. And you can check every episode from back to front at sortedornot.com. That's sortedornot.com. We get to drive these things on the street, evaluate them, and then watch Tanner Faust beat the balls off them on the racetrack. Some of them make it, some of them don't. It is very exciting, and there will be one winner at sortedornot.com. And also, guys, you always want to fight your tickets. Never plead guilty in a ticket. What you want to do is go to offtherecord.com/TST. Keep that in your pocket. Download the app on iOS and Android. You can use code TST10 on the app and keep in your pocket. When you get pulled over, just snap a photo of the ticket, send it to Off the Record, and boom, done. They have a 97% success rate in reducing or eliminating all points and fines from tickets, and it removes you from that ecosystem whereby the government and insurance companies extort money out of you because you were going 72 in a 65 just trying to get to work. Exit from that system with Off the Record. They fight the ticket for you. You just send them the ticket. You never have to hear from them again. It's fantastic, folks. I get emails weekly from people who were listening to our podcast and got pulled over while listening to our podcast. And they're like, man, thank God Off the Record was an ad that day because I remembered it. And now I sent the ticket I just got while listening to the Off the Record ad to Off the Record. That's how it goes, folks. offtherecord.com/TST or code TST10 on the Off the Record app. This is it?
Yes, sir.
It is. We fucking exist.
Yes, sir.
What up?
This
Jay
is cool.
on the ones and twos today.
Hello.
It is the Smoking Tire Podcast. Hi, Amelia.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi. I said hi to you an hour and a half ago when you came here. Hi.
Yeah.
Thanks for shooting a video of my warehouse.
Oh, I'm happy to. This place is awesome.
You got the first exclusive with customers.
Yeah.
First video with customer cars.
Yeah, second time here. The first time I saw it was for your opening.
It was nice of you to come for that, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'm more than happy to support. This is huge. I don't think people understand like how insane this is, what you've built here.
It's pretty crazy.
I'm sure you understand, but
no, and they if they listen to me, they understand because boy, do I yap about it a lot. Jay, can you turn my headphones down one click?
Yes.
Thanks. It's nice to see you. We had fun in Florida.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, I thought that shooting Sorted was like, you know, it was very much TV, but it's proof that you don't have to manufacture the drama.
Right.
Like,
well, especially not with cars.
yeah, you set that shit up right. It just happens. Like it's funny to think about how there's like whole car shows that are based on like fake manufactured drama
all the time.
It's totally unnecessary.
Yeah.
You can go and do the thing, and the drama will make itself known.
Yeah, especially when we're talking about taking modified cars across America and seeing how sorted they are. In the title alone, it kind of.
Well, I've had a lot of talks with Rob about what we could do next year to have cars that are, you know, that are as fast as the cars that we had this year and really, you know, kind of heavy hitters that bring in the eyeballs, but that might work a little better. And I think that the audience hasn't really started to see the West Coast ones yet.
No, we just finished the East Coast.
Yeah, the cars worked better on the East Coast than they did on the West Coast. We had some breakage.
Really? Because I feel like at the end of it, I don't want to spoil anything.
No, the cars worked better on the East Coast than the West Coast.
Oh, East? I thought you said West Coast.
No. The cars worked better on the East Coast.
Okay, yeah, I heard that reversed.
If you have been putting off watching Sorted because there's not enough carnage, stick around. The funny thing is, like, a lot of the carnage, like, it's not like Tanner or we didn't take the things out and break them. Either they arrived kind of broken, or the owners broke them.
Pretty much, yeah. Or there was still some explaining of like, all right, when you turn on the car, you got to do this and this here and this lever, and
yeah,
I was okay with that.
Okay, here's a question:
Okay.
In your modified Corvette,
I
was gonna drive, if you were gonna give it to me to drive, is that your phone?
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
you can leave it there.
If I was gonna get in your car and take it for a drive, a spirited drive, what would you tell me as I got into the car?
Try to break it.
That's it. No instructions.
I would want no instructions. I would want to find the weakest link on that car, because I'd want to build it and make it stronger.
But would I have to do anything in order to drive it, or would I just press button, go?
No, I know you like those cooled seats. If you want to turn those on, you can.
Are good.
Otherwise,
those are good. You definitely don't need to sacrifice those for weight at all.
No, definitely not. And I mean, I personally like to drive the car in track mode. I feel it's a little more aggressive.
Right, but you don't have any special. It's not like you have to do any special thing to drive it.
No.
Okay.
There's no pre-ritual or.
Does it work again yet, or is it still melted?
Everything's back together.
Oh,
it's working. There's a little bit of burn off, but it's probably from oil being sprayed everywhere.
Right.
So I'm just being extra cautious.
Yeah. Did you actually have to get a whole? Last time I saw you in Florida, you said you were thinking you might have to get a whole new wiring harness.
So fortunately, the harness was actually okay. I don't think I'd torn it apart yet. I was worried the chassis harness had gotten melted in the fire.
Oh, you know what? You mentioned fire, and it occurred to me that's actually the first time we've on this program mentioned fire in your car. So let's back it up. Why are we talking about your car, fires, and wiring harnesses?
So I obviously like to build a lot of ridiculous cars, and the C8 was built to be a track monster. We're actually doing our best with our sponsors and partners to try to make it the world's fastest in the quarter mile. At first, it was just to put it in the nines.
Right.
Someone else has put it in the nines. So now I just want to beat that record, and I'm good.
And what's your fastest?
Mine is with nitrous, no twin turbos, a 10.73.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So are you now going to do twin turbos and nitrous? Or
Yeah.
the turbos?
No, nitrous helped me get off the line.
Oh, so you use the nitrous to spool the turbos, basically? Or
For the most part, or at least to like get off the line until boost builds,
Right.
and yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But the fire, we had it twin turboed. I was at a track day because I don't just build cars to let them park. I want to build them and I want to drive them. And we were at a track day with KW, and the car felt
I was
okay.
going to go to that, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wish I was
you
there.
would have had a great show.
If I knew your car was going to catch on fire, I definitely would have gone.
And well, apparently, so what happened was one of the oil return lines of the turbo system was chafing on the bumper, and it burst open.
Yeah.
The oil atomized, caught fire, and apparently I was on fire for a full lap before I was flagged to come in, which I can't fault them. It's in the back, it's underneath. You're usually looking at the car coming past, and you're more focused there instead of seeing it go.
Is it on the right side or the left side of the car?
It was more on the passenger rear.
Okay, yeah.
But
so
I couldn't
inside,
really
so
see it.
inside, it's away from the flagger stand sometimes, right? You know what I mean? At Buttonwillow, they're on the outside.
Yeah,
I think.
More so
Half,
the inside.
half.
Yeah, kind of half.
One is on. Maybe. There's some on both ways. That was not an educated statement. Now that I think my way around the track, there's definitely stations on both sides of the track. Yeah. All right. So fire.
Fire. That was my first car fire. I'd never been in a car fire before. But I'm one of those that I will not race my cars unless I'm wearing a full 3-layer fire suit. And I have my gloves, my boots, my helmet, everything. I want to make sure I'm protected.
If I was driving that car, I'd probably be wearing a fire suit too.
Honestly, that's probably one of my last cars I would want to wear one into because I just feel so safe in it.
I just mobbed 5 Porsche GT cars really hard at the Porsche Experience Center. Each car is probably worth $250,000 to $500,000. No fire suit, no helmet.
Oh, God.
Fucking New
I don't even know if I could drive those, just knowing.
Yeah, safety third. Air conditioning on.
Air conditioning first.
Well, it was their cars and their track, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's a different.
And
it's a whole
their
different
damage
thing.
waiver.
Yeah.
One of them cars had no air conditioning. Can you believe that you're still doing?
How rude!
Still doing
How
The
rude.
audacity.
Yeah, seriously.
a press car without air conditioning? Nah. They got to make them one with no air conditioning, right? So they can put it on. Send it to Motor Trend. Put it on the scale.
That's
and
what I was
Motor
going to say.
Trend
It's to
goes-
get the stat of.
Yeah. Because the air conditioning one is it's 2,997 pounds.
Oh yeah, just
It's
under whatever the.
just to get you that headline.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's your
Yeah.
square footage in this place. It's the same deal.
Yeah. So ultimately, this fire was caused by putting an oil line a place where an oil line never had been before and wasn't really presumably designed to go and rubbed on something.
Honestly, I feel like it was kind of a freak thing. It's not uncommon for oil lines to be leaning up against a part of the car,
Yeah.
I mean, you really don't want that. And it was barely touching it. I genuinely don't know how it chafed open the way it did.
Yeah.
I think it was just a freak thing. And
Did it
as
have
far as I know, I was
that woven metal around it?
yeah,
and
it
went
was an
through
AN line.
that shit?
Yeah, I did.
That's fucking crazy.
It was weird. And I also wonder if part of it, I was driving very aggressively,
think-
so I also wonder going over the rubble stone if I may have been hitting it a little
Oh.
bit too.
Oh, do you think it got pinched in between something maybe?
I genuinely don't know,
Oh.
but you can see where it was chafing. And the other side had kind of started to a little bit, but
What if a rival YouTuber cut that shit?
yeah,
dude?
right?
What if you did it? What if you were like,
Just for views,
you know
you
what
know
would
what?
look really good and not cause all that much damage? Why has this conspiracy theory not been floated yet?
I'm surprised by it.
So rumors.
And
get
oh, by the
started.
way, I have a content strategy for you for 2021.
Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk after
Got
this.
time for a quick call later this week.
Yeah, how much do you love that Prius?
Man, when we were down in Miami on fucking yacht life, and I was talking to those homies about their yachts, and their yachts are just for they're disposable. It's like, let me rent this thing out until it just falls apart and then trash it next one. And when you have a yacht you don't care about, you could treat it like that. And it's pretty, I don't know, there's freedom in it. There's a lot of freedom in it.
I feel like it's hard to crash a boat if you're providing the driver too.
Well, does that...
I don't have a boat, so I don't know.
Does the driver have a coke problem? Not. These are
Florida,
serious
man.
questions. I will say that this particular driver, whose name I'm not forgetting, but I don't feel the need to mention right now. He's a fucking he was kind of a G, and he was very smart, and I really enjoyed talking to him. There was drinking happening on this boat, and he came back into the harbor like somebody that listen, Captain Ron is practically my Bible. And he came into the harbor and you go, either this guy has no idea what he's doing or this guy is muscle memoried as fuck doing this.
Best captain ever.
And he, after having what I would consider to be a lot of drinks, he hockey stopped this boat on the dock like a fucking boss. From
Just like Captain Ron.
Damn, I
beautiful.
missed out on that.
It was beautiful. It was weird. I don't want to say like that night was stupid for the first half, and then got kind of fun, and then got stupid again, and like it was a Ferretti production. First half. But we kind of realized why. Like the story goes, this dude invited us out on his boat, but there weren't a lot of details. When we went to go to where the dock was, some security guard literally wouldn't let us in. We're like, we're going to that boat, and they're like, I don't give a fuck. You're not coming in. And we're like, but. And we're standing there, and the guy's just like, no. So we all leave and go to this restaurant. It's like dinner time. So we sit down. We're at this restaurant for 10 minutes. The guy with the boat calls us back and goes, come on in, it's good. And now we're like, we've ordered. And we're like, well, we're eating dinner. And they go, okay, well, fuck you then. So they leave. And then they call us 20 minutes later, like, we'll come back and get you. Come back to the thing when you're done.
Was this the same dinner place I tried having you guys when I was landing?
Yes, it was a disaster. And then
I didn't realize you hadn't been on the boat yet.
No, it was all a disaster. And then like they raft these boats together. So do you know what that means? Like they go out together, they anchor them, and then they tie them up together and party. That's what they do.
Side by side.
It's yacht life in Miami.
There's like 4 or 5 to
right.
anchors.
So the
like that.
original boat that we were supposed to go on is now in the middle of the raft.
Oh, really?
So you can't even leave.
Correct.
Everyone.
So what the guy does is convince someone at the end to break off and come get us. And then go back. Except that information doesn't make it all the way to us. And so we don't really have this sense of urgency either. And so it just became kind of a nightmare. And once we were actually on the boat, it was chill, but that procedure was like an hours long. It was a disaster. And then I got made fun of to my face by one of the crew girls on one of the other boats for wearing a mask.
I'm not surprised by that.
She was all nice mask. I was like, I don't know you, drunk boat hoe. Sorry, like Captain Stabbin is not getting fucking COVID tonight. Sorry. Anyway, yacht life.
And leave in the comments if you get that reference.
Yacht life. If you're old enough to get a Captain Stabbin reference, you are in your 40s probably. It's a porno thing.
Okay.
It used to be.
Very early streaming porno. There was a guy, an old guy.
Oh, it was streaming even?
You definitely could get it on the early internet porno. Yeah, There's a guy who had a boat, and he had like a fucking Love Boat captain's
The more
hat.
detail, the better, please.
He called himself Captain Stabbin. You can pretty much figure out what happened from there. There was a boat, and fucking happened on the boat.
Okay.
That was really it. If you recognize
Probably
that,
the inspiration for boats and
donate
hoes.
in the super chat. Well, in general, I mean, they go together like a lamb and tuna fish.
This took a turn.
Well, what the gentleman who owned the boat that we were on, he told me that he lived on the boat.
Oh, really?
He lived on it. That was his home, and he rented it out 2 G's, 4 hours, and they would always just go to the same spot, drop anchor, and just serve booze.
$2,000 for 4 hours.
Yeah, it's a pretty big boat. That's actually not. That's not a terrible rate, especially when you consider the kind of things he would allow on the boat, which was basically anything. And so he said his main source of income was Instagram hoes, basically.
I believe that.
Instagram hoes,
I believe
and
that.
what's the other one? Not like My Free Cams, but what's the other one?
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Yeah, he's like basically a bunch of like 4 or 5 OnlyFans girls will get together, rent the boat as a group, and then like we're doing with Sorted, but they do with ratchet shit on a boat. That's literally it. It's like
Did you see the news about those girls who were sitting on the private jets and like taking photos, but it turns out it was just a studio set and they were renting it for like $100 or something like that?
Oh my gosh.
Well, we were discussing
just for the
this.
Instagram photo.
Oh my gosh.
We were discussing this because the boats that we were rafted up with at the yacht party, whatever, all of them were the same shit. They had a young captain in his 30s that owned the boat.
So there's a formula to this.
There's a formula to this.
Okay.
And there's a yacht, a plane one too. So there's like private jet flights to nowhere that are like 30 minutes, but like
it was the cruise to nowhere when we were kids,
Yeah.
right? That's what they used to call it. The booze cruise.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
And they allow people, Instagram hosts, to do ratchet shit on parked private jets too.
Oh, man.
It's so silly. Miami is just as fake as Los Angeles. It's hilarious.
It's definitely a different change of pace.
But that's the best time to be in Miami. Wintertime in Miami is excellent.
It was very warm. I was surprised. I got off the plane. I was like, oh, this is kind of nice.
It's quality.
Yeah, it's freezing out here.
It's fucking quality. So wait, I want to talk to you about your Prius because you told me you were doing this project when we were in Miami, and then I didn't watch the video, but I saw your Instagram clip. I was like, oh, look, it works.
Yeah. It
sounds like a Honda. It sounds like you've built a Civic out of a Prius, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah. So I was gonna say I don't know where the idea came from. I know exactly where the idea came from. I've had this Prius since I started YouTubing, and it was so awful. I felt like I was embarrassed to drive this car, and then I grew to love it. There's air conditioning. It was my first car with AC, and like it had room in the back. And a lot of people who watch the channel were like, "You should swap it, LS swap it, do something." And I was like, "Okay, let's be realistic here. If I were to swap a Prius, what would it be?" And here we are 4 years later after starting YouTube and people commenting this. I'm like, all right, you know what? I had a sponsor, that Avalon King, who was just like so on board with this ridiculous idea after I pitched them of putting a Honda motor inside of my Prius.
What do they do? I've seen that sticker on shit.
It's
what is
a
it?
DIY ceramic coating for your car.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So they were on board with this absolutely ludicrous idea. So I was like, well, if you guys are on board, then I guess I'll do it. And it turned into probably one of the most fun builds that I've ever done. And I say I've done, for the record. I have a team I work with now, like Sean, Sandy, everyone, fantastic people. I don't think I could do it without them.
Yeah,
but
we get it.
Yeah, it was getting to drive that for the first time with a clutch pedal that was going through the floorboard with a shifter was the most surreal feeling.
Did you add a clutch pedal or did you replace the entire pedal box?
No, we had to add a pedal. I shit you not,
so
the Master is under
match?
the car. The Master's outside of the car, underneath, next to the frame rail, going straight through the floorboard.
Get out of here.
And it's sitting approximately like 4 or 5 inches before the brake pedal.
Wait, so so you have some janky ass foot position where you've got 1 foot like this and 1 foot like this?
Yeah, you kind of get used to it.
Oh my God. That's terrible.
This is not sorted. This does not sound sorted.
Yeah, right? Benchmark car. Season 2 benchmark car. I would say that wait, so if you go over like a speed bump, is it going to rip off your clutch master cylinder?
I think it's tucked just enough to where I'm okay.
That's hilarious. And who does someone make a motor mount kit for that?
So we cut the Prius motor mount, and we were able to kind of twist it and conform it in a way and re-weld it together to where it worked on one side. And the other side, we used half of a K-series motor mount and half of a Prius motor mount, welded that together, then just a bunch of welded shit on the third mount.
This sounds janky as hell.
It's great.
When is the engine just going to fall out? It's gonna be,
no, I think it's solid.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I just bought an eBay turbo for it, and we did that yesterday.
Oh my! You put an eBay turbo on it yesterday?
Yeah.
Just running on wastegate?
Yeah.
No tune, just straight up?
Oh, yeah.
Intercooler?
Yeah.
You got an intercooler?
Yeah,
okay.
air to air.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That is ratchet.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have like a fucking straight pipe on it too?
No, we made it extremely quiet. The idea was you're never going to know that it's swapped while driving it until you get into boost it a little bit, and the dump pipe just dumps right in the side of the fender.
I met a guy who had he put like a turbo, he turned the Civic, a Honda Civic, he made it look just like the hybrid. He put all the hybrid wheels and the weird hybrid slide cladding and all that shit on it, and it was like a turbo Civic Si underneath.
Oh, really?
It was back when you could drive that shit in the carpool lane.
Yeah, a lot of people say you should get a carpool lane for the Prius,
you
sticker.
Can't drive Prius in the carpool lane.
Can't
anymore.
do it anymore.
No,
it's too old. Can't be more than 3 years.
Yeah, no, it won't work. I think you can only drive pure EVs in.
Is that the new law? Probably.
Well, do they have any more stickers, Jay?
I thought they were changing the program.
I think they might have stopped issuing stickers
else,
entirely.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I think.
Because I knew for a while the car had to only ever have been registered in California, and then it couldn't have been older than 3 years.
That sounds right.
And now I know it's the red sticker, so maybe that's
but at a certain
EV.
point, it went from hybrids, like Priuses could do it for a while, and then it became plug-in hybrids only, and then it became pure EVs. And I'm not
now
really sure.
everyone drives a
Carpool
Tesla
stickers.
too.
Okay, current decal program. What is that? Jay, can you click the current decal program and see what that gives us? Here we go. First-time applicants only. Must be zero-emission vehicle, 100% electric or hydrogen, plug-in hybrid certified to me. Okay, so certain plug-in hybrids and compressed natural gas. That's who can get it. That shit, I'll be honest, when I had a Volt, That shit was dope.
I'm sure.
Carpool lane sticker was fucking sick.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
There'd be phantoms sitting there, and I'd go, this is luxury, motherfucker.
I feel like it's going to get back to the point, though, where they're like, everyone drives an electric car, so now it's just going to be the carpool lane again, where it's like two or more people.
Yeah.
The VIP room has more people in it.
Yeah,
for the
I
club.
think they should convert the carpool lane to vehicles over 25 years old lane.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Vehicles that will overheat if stuck in this traffic.
Well,
Why
and
don't
if
we
you
call
think
it? Why don't
about
we call
it,
it a smog lane? Right? Give it a smog lane.
well, you're
like
also
a smoking section.
the faster you go, you're.
awesome,
I mean,
Jay.
you're in traffic less often, so you're emitting less.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So in
Classics,
Keep it
classic
moving.
vehicles
Keep it moving.
only.
Keep it moving. Just that's why we have
Instead of the HOV, it's the KIM lane, the keep it moving lane.
keep it moving. That's why splitting lanes is legal here, right? Because of the old air-cooled motorcycles, they had to keep them moving. The highway patrol and everything.
Is that really what it is?
Is that
That's what I
why?
was told a long time ago by
I
the highway
think it was
patrolman.
legal because California, in a lot of ways, California is stupid, but in many ways, California is very civilized, and they learned and they listened to the science that splitting lanes is actually safer for motorcyclists than not splitting lanes.
That totally could be if it were lately. Like maybe that's why they keep it.
Maybe
that could
that's
be.
not be their argument. I guess I wouldn't be shocked if motorcycles were overheating, but like, man, California making a law that's a state making a law that's specifically for overheating motorcycles.
I don't know if it was that. I think it was that they didn't make a law to make it illegal
maybe.
because.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, because I know
It's
in
not. You know what I
Indiana.
mean? There never was a law to. You know what I mean? You know. How the
Yeah.
system
Well,
works.
Indiana, you can't split lanes, but you also don't have to wear a helmet.
See, that makes no goddamn sense.
Wow.
Because my freedom.
They're trying to lower
Don't
the
take away my
population.
freedom rights.
No, I mean, in California, lane splitting is very civilized because if a unit of a vehicle in traffic is 1, a motorcycle becomes 0.
Right.
So you're instantly removing all of that padding from any traffic situation, which
Yeah.
in LA is very important.
Oh, yeah.
So back to the Honda.
Yeah. The Pronda.
Oh, is that Pronda? Okay,
Yeah.
that's not bad.
We
Hang
tried
on a
going
second.
Piranha for a while, but Pronda just kind of.
See, I'm pretty good at names. Wait, Pronda's good.
Okay.
What's the engine out of? I mean, it's a Honda, but is it like a
Acura TSX?
it's a TXX?
Yeah.
Okay, so is a Procura? No,
Procura.
Procura, Accurus,
Acura.
Ooh.
Accurate. Okay. Oof.
Everything
As
is
soon
better
as
than
we end-
Stellantis.
As soon as we end the show, get in the super chat with your best combinations of
Ooh.
Prius or Toyota, Honda or Acura.
Yoda.
Iota. I imagine you've done this exercise before.
That Pronda just kind of.
You just naturally ended up on
yeah.
Pronda.
It took me forever to name the C8. It took the car catching on fire to name it Phoenix.
That's actually very funny. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
Usually I think names are kind of hokey, but Phoenix is very funny as applied to a car that was on fire.
Yeah, I mean, I still find myself like Mimi, my G-body. I still say the G-body instead of Mimi. Like, I still find myself saying the car more
Yeah.
than the name, but
and also like girls name cars, and that's okay.
it's also a YouTube thing. I hate to say
Right.
it. I'd never named a car, but for branding for the car, it was something
that makes sense.
You can build more of a relationship with the car once you name it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm like the anti-branding. I shoot myself in the foot at every opportunity because I think about what I should do for maximum YouTube effect, and then I go, and then I don't.
I mean, like Safari 911 sounds cooler than any name. I feel like
I didn't make
could come
that one
with.
up. Yeah, I didn't make that one's easy.
Yeah.
I feel like such a douche saying Lamborghini that I say little red car instead. And then people are like, what a fucking douche. You won't even say Lamborghini. He says little red car. It's like, if I said Lamborghini all the time, it would be worse. Trust
So
me.
when if I don't know what I'm buying yet, if I get a Lamborghini, it'll be
Oh,
green,
yeah.
and I'll say little green car.
Yeah, you should take out. You can get the license plate little green car because they just started allowing some interesting license plates in California again.
I saw yours, IRS.
The IRS.
That was
That was
funny.
a fun one because it was an independent rear suspension swap.
Ah.
So that's what I got to tell the state when I was making a joke about the car being a write-off on my taxes.
Yeah, you have to like try to like say it. Yeah.
Well, in New York back in the day, I had a Cobra, and the license plate. I wrote in my explanation that I was a cosmetics salesman because the license plate was makeup 00, which reads "make you poo," which was the license plate on my Cobra, which is the best plate you could ever have, I think.
It's pretty good.
Prius Prius X is really what people have come up with.
PRX?
pre-SX. Pre-SX doesn't how do you speak that? PRISX is, I guess, a good acronym when you're reading it, but when you speak it, it doesn't really sound right. Does it?
It looks like they're all trying to say pre-sex.
What about
I feel like that's what
how about
everyone's
this?
They're
trying to
going
say
for
right
that.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, like Grand Prix? What about
PRIX?
Ooh, what about Grand PR? Oh, that could work. Wait, Grand. If you
Wait,
made
where's the
something,
grand coming from?
you just take it. You just
okay.
use it.
He just
I'm just gonna start calling it a 911 then.
I don't know about pre.
right for all free to go.
You see my 911? It's
Go
sick.
fish.
That's really funny. You just call it some other car. So you're like,
that's
my
not-
Ferrari. So you can refer to my Ferrari all the time if it's not if it's like
That's
decidedly not a Ferrari.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, I like that. That could be funny. You could also go like a full Gazoo thing or like a. No, that doesn't work.
Do you guys not like the name Pronda?
I thought it was good.
You like
I like that you were playing beat the joke though. I get that.
playing
'Cause
beat the joke?
Yeah, like I feel like you were. Well, yeah, because you felt like you had something better than that. Something close.
I
We're
feel
going
like
for the same
I
thing,
feel
but
like
executed
I
well.
feel like it's good, but I feel like it needs to be knocked around a little more, and you could find some gold if you put.
Yeah.
Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna hit cut. But,
And
and
it's-
she's
Right
gonna get
then
in
it's
that
gonna-
truck and drive home, and then I'm gonna have one. I'll text you later. It'll be on the fucking sorted WhatsApp.
Deal.
Speaking of sorted, pre-SX. That's what everyone says. Everyone says it's pronounced pre-SX.
Prius, so instead of Prius,
Pre-SX.
Prius-X.
It's not
Okay.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
But I
I
feel
just-
like people are gonna think I'm just calling it a Prius.
Prius
X.
X,
Yeah.
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 Like
If someone
SpaceX.
could like 3D print a cool badge, because TSX and pre-SX is
Yeah.
kind of there. So if you could turn the T
That's
into
that's
the
actually a lot there.
It's a lot there, but if you could make a badge that made it look like you'd pronounce it that way. You know what I mean?
Because otherwise we get the Oneaters.
Oh, Princite. Princite is good.
Okay.
Princite is okay.
It sounds like princess, but
Yeah, Burnin 209, shout out. Pronda sounds like a faux luxury handbag company. Those were the words that I couldn't get out.
That's what I thought you were
because of my
doing. I thought
trade
that's
craft pen.
wait,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, when you said we tried for Prada, you said we tried Prada first.
No, Pronda.
Piranha.
All right, so I misheard it, and I was
Yeah.
on that guy's page.
Yeah. Okay.
Shout
All
out to
right.
that guy.
All right. What else are you? What other fucking?
Prius Type R.
Yeah. What
That's
other
kind of a funny one. I like
ratchet
that.
ass hose are you kicking around the garage right now?
So I guess the C8 Phoenix,
Right.
twin turbo. Then I have Mimi, my '79 Buick Regal
Oh yeah.
with a 6-liter iron
It's a
block
drag
twin
car,
turbo.
right?
Yeah, 9-inch rear end.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna notch the frame, go bigger slicks, and may have bent the rods from throwing a little too much boost on a stock bottom end. So gonna get.
How much boost do you have to throw at a fucking iron block truck motor to break it? I think it's like a lot. Isn't it a lot?
We were probably about horsepower-wise, we were probably about 1,000 to the crank. We
Yeah,
did
that's
like
a lot.
873 to the wheels, so it's kind of a.
What did that run? It's quarter mile.
Not a lot. No, we were just practice. We did a test and tune day on an 8th mile just to work on getting off the line, and it couldn't hold.
I mean, you realize like when like your Corvette out of the box. You know what I mean? Like the technology involved between just the dynamics of mid-engine and dual clutch and all that stuff, and then the electronics of traction control and all those kinds of things to get, you know, at a low 12 or high 11. What does that run out of the box? What did it run stock? Did you run a stock?
I think I did like an 11.2 or 11.3
That's
stock.
fucking fast
Yeah.
stock. Yeah.
I love the car. That's one of my favorite cars I've ever owned.
Yeah, I mean that's so fast. I mean, if you picture what it would take to get that Buick to be an 11-second car, it basically becomes undrivable on the street
Well,
almost.
It will be.
Yeah.
So it's also manual.
Yeah.
T56, 6-speed.
Okay.
My goal is to try to put it in the 7s.
Shifting?
Shifting.
Yeah, right.
I'm just trying to work on the 9s right now.
Yeah, right. 7 shifting in that shit box. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Come on.
New chassis, maybe.
Yeah, you got to call Morrison or do a ladder chassis or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah, we're still in the beginning phases of it.
She's like, yeah, you keep doubting. I'm going to fucking do it.
I have saved every single comment I've seen of people saying this will never happen and you can't
I'm
do
not
it.
saying it'll never
No, I
happen.
don't think you are. Just for YouTube, you know?
Yeah, I'm not saying it'll never happen. I'm just saying, like, when you get there, you will have a real shit box that goes very fast.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be
And I
real
contemplated, like,
terrible
did
car.
I pick the wrong chassis to do this?
Yeah.
But
I mean, yes, you did.
Yeah, that's the
You
answer.
100% did.
it's my grandma's
Glad you
car.
asked
That's
yourself
part of
that.
it.
Oh, I forgot. It's your
Yeah.
actual grandma's car,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your grandma with us still?
She is, yeah.
So how does she
I keep
feel
trying
about
to get
her
her
car?
to come out and be on camera, but she hates being on camera.
Aside from the camera, does she understand and appreciate what you're doing with the car?
I don't think she gets it.
You don't?
My mom gets it. My mom thinks it's hilarious, but I don't think my grandmother fully understands.
Did your grandma buy the car new?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that would be, appropriate.
She only had it for a little while and then sold it, and I was able to track it down through a friend who had it.
Oh my God! You went found it?
Well, I knew the person. It was a friend who had had it.
I was expecting it to be like, "Do you want this, honey? My eyesight is going."
hand-me-down. I
Yeah,
thought
I
the
didn't
same
think
thing,
you
absolutely.
fucking
Why-
sluiced this thing.
I knew the person who had owned it, reached out to them.
That's awesome. I actually like it more now, to be honest. Like, I
Oh
like
my
it.
God.
She clearly has an attachment to this thing. I love that.
She put the fucking detectives on that shit. That's hilarious.
Run the VIN.
Yeah. How bad was it when you got it? Was it just? Obviously
There was
it
a little
stock,
bit of rust.
But was it
There was a
trashed?
little bit of rust, nothing too crazy. And yeah, aside from that.
I can connect you if you wanted with the folks at Detroit Speed. They make a suspension and handling kit for that. I don't know how it applies if you tub the rear and are building a drag car, but I drove. They had like a Monte Carlo SS of that same generation. Had the suspension kit on it. Not bad.
Yeah, I have QA1 coilovers all the way around right now, and sway bar and all that stuff.
Makes it barely passable, right?
We'll probably end up having to completely do the rear end eventually.
Yeah. I've driven the very, very best of those. Like, I've driven a Mint Grand National, which is as good as one of those gets, period. And I went, this is not good.
I'm fascinated that you've had the opportunity to drive that.
To drive Grand National?
Yeah.
You could drive a Grand National.
Really?
You don't think that if you did one Instagram post saying, I would like to drive a Grand National, that a dozen fucking introverted dudes would hit you up and be like, listen, Emelia, I have the blackest Grand National.
I'm pretty sure David Spade will drive over, right? David Spade will bring
David
his
Spade
over.
is a Grand National fan.
Can I blow your guys' minds? My dad had one. I grew up with one.
Really?
Really?
Just as his car?
As his car, yeah.
Yeah.
But do you remember where we grew up? Those used to be the chase cars for the Highway Patrol, the Connecticut State Police. They had,
Get the fuck out of
Really?
here.
Yes, sir. And they were jet black with nothing to them except a whip antenna. And my dad's was black, and he had a K40 antenna on the
Connecticut
back.
Highway Patrol had Grand
Or
Nationals?
State Police.
Or you got to find a picture of that.
Yeah, I want
Yep.
to see that.
Yep.
You got to prove that shit. I don't
Sure.
buy it.
I'll find it.
In
You
New
guys
York-
talk, I'll find it.
In New York, they had I don't know what they had in the 80s, but in the 90s when I was a kid, New York got F-body Camaros. They were like 94 Camaros, the pointy ones, and they got a bunch of them. And they were fucking bragging about them shits in the newspaper. Or
Really?
These do 155. Nobody could get away from us. And then look at that. That's an Illinois State Police cruiser, Buick Grand National. Jay has brought it out.
So my dad, like we would be, if he ever got in the fast lane, my dad never even drove quickly, but people would get out of his way because it looked like the car and it had the whip antenna on the back.
Oh man, I can't
That's
imagine
cool.
a time when people would get out of your way for a Grand National. I mean, I know they do that shit. They do that shit with a Crown Vic, right? But
Well, I
but
feel
you're
like-
driving something that's not cool.
No.
Well, the Crown Vic now, everyone just slows down. They don't actually get out of the passing lane.
No, they don't. That's true. Is that what the Connecticut one was there, Jay? In that shallow depth of field, folk. Did you pull that up? Does the audience get to enjoy that too, or?
I'm there's a technical thing going
Terrible.
on. Technical thing going on right
Oh,
now.
what
But
happened?
they could for some reason this isn't pulling up.
Oh,
I can't-
no.
Yeah, it can't. I can't tell you why.
You stupid cunt, you computer. You're just
think
going to
this-
have to imagine,
I think this computer
folks.
needs to be updated. I think we haven't been updating this
boy.
computer for a reason.
Oh, boy.
Might need to do it.
Someone doesn't get to go home today until they update the computers.
I guess that's me.
It's okay. I'll be here, too. We're open till 7. Yeah, you guys are going to have to trust me that there is photos of a Grand National.
all I
truck
Googled
car.
was Grand National State Police car, and there are tons.
And
of
there's a
results.
lot. There's a lot. That one has escaped me the entire time.
They had
Where did you
and
grow up
Mustang.
in? Illinois? Indiana?
I'm actually from California area.
Uh-huh.
I moved to Indiana after my father passed, and
Oh, okay.
I spent some years out there before coming back.
Did they have cool police cars?
Crown Vics.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
Well, the thing about Indiana, there's a lot of undercover cars. A lot of police will just drive their car and use that as their police car.
Yeah. In
So,
South
like,
Carolina, they do that, too. They
So
get
it's like you
pulled over by
never
some
really know
random-ass
who's a
shit.
cop.
Yeah. Yeah. I got pulled over by a Civic once in South Carolina.
Really?
It was real
A
embarrassing.
legit Civic?
Yeah, it was a Civic, unmarked Civic. I was like, I almost didn't even want to stop. I was like, this is not a cop.
Yeah, right.
And then it was. But it was. I got a ticket. Yeah.
That's so
Yep,
funny.
He has discovered it. There it is. The one we have downstairs is a GNX, which is very, very special. When you're done,
Is that the last generation?
it's the last 500
Yeah.
of them, and it's got very low miles. When we're done with the show, Derek just finished. What did he say he did? 16 hours.
Something like
How many
that.
hours did he do? 16 hours.
It was
on
something long like
it's
that.
real shiny.
Oh, yeah. The thing's a mirror.
It's really, really shiny.
Yeah.
How is your? You did a drift build too, right? Is that thing just kicking around?
Yeah, she's chilling. That's my stock bottom end, heads cam, LS1, S14, 240SX.
That's a good drift car.
Yeah.
That's your standard model of.
Yeah, she's good. She runs. I still drift with her a lot. I'll throw in like a little bit of footage and some like YouTube videos here or there to kind of just show progress.
Do you just rent the balcony?
Balcony, Grange, Adams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Adams and Grange are small for cars.
They're small.
They're small for cars.
They're small. Yeah.
Balcony's good. You can be sloppy at the balcony. It's fun.
Yeah, I really want to do Horse Thief. That's my.
Horse Thief's fun.
I want to link that. That's
Yeah,
my goal
yeah.
next.
Horse Thief's fun. I mean, you need you have an LS, so if you have power, it's not difficult. I tried to do it in an underpowered car once, and you have to enter those downhill corners fucking
yeah.
hot as hell, and it's really hairy. And then you kind of don't have enough power to slide out the uphill side.
And the drop offs, like they're steep.
Yeah.
You
We're
go
talking
off
about
here.
it's the side courses at Willow Springs for those who are not from California.
The top one that people don't even know about. Do you guys are you talking about drifting it clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
I've only ever gone clockwise
Yeah.
there.
Only ever gone. I've only
You're
ever
talking
done
about
it.
the one on the kind of the more mountainside of
Yeah,
things?
it's one of my favorite tracks.
It
'cause
looks
I
like an
the
open
technical.
hand.
Yeah.
It's one of
Yeah.
my favorites because it's up, down, up, down, up,
Yeah.
down. But I've always run it counter. So you come
Really?
down. Yeah, you come down the hill and around.
I mean, if you rent that place, like, no one's going to tell you what direction
Yeah,
to run or
totally.
not run.
It's exactly what it,
It doesn't
was.
really
but
matter.
I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
yeah.
it. I liked it
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
But nobody fucking knows about it. It was
It's
apparently
hidden.
a motorcycle track.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
hidden,
Yeah.
and it's actually quite cheap to rent too, by
Oh.
comparison.
So like for filming and stuff.
For
that
filming,
might be
it's a good track to rent because it's all really tight and it's because it's on the side of the hill.
Yeah.
Every shot is an elevation shot, which is what you want for filming. Yeah. But if your
awesome.
car is too fast, then
Yeah, or too heavy.
yeah, like if you've got it, yeah, because the downhill braking, you'll set your fucking brakes on fire. Yeah.
And you're on, off, on,
It's
off.
real. It's really hard on. It's for a short track. It's tough on cars. It's tough on your engine. It's tough on your brakes.
What is the drifting situation over there, though? I've never seen them drift that track. Is it?
So there's like, when you're going up the hill, you have the first turn, and I haven't done it, so I'm not
Pull the map.
100%
Oh, you
sure. But it's like a down, up, and then down, and then out, and that's kind of what the loop is.
Okay.
And then you just kind of cruise going back around.
It's
Oh, I
basically
see.
like if
Okay.
you made
Yeah.
if
So it's
you
sort
made
of
a
show off and then-
cartoon W.
Yeah.
Like if you made like a thought bubble W,
Yeah.
pretty much is
Comic
what it
Sans,
looks like.
okay.
Yeah, it's got 3 peaks at top and then a big horseshoe at the bottom.
Yeah.
To link them. It's-
You explained it to me though. If you just kind of chill out, that's almost a re-queuing area kind of.
Right,
A
and
thing.
usually people line up at the beginning, get some speed, and then do it, and you just kind of get back in line each time.
Sounds fucking fun. Sorry for
It
the
is.
language.
Oh,
That
yeah.
sounds fun.
You don't have to say. You can say fuck. Maybe your show is fucking PG. This one certainly isn't.
Mr. Rogers over here.
Right. Exactly. Man, we had a bunch of stuff from the audience. Should we go
Yeah.
to the list? Get in the super chat if you're about it. We'll
We're
get
at
to
the
those.
top.
We got a bunch. Oh, Miguel Flores has a noted Miguel. I don't know. Isaiah says, "What are some of your most memorable not sorted cars from over the years?" Oh, I think cars I've driven on in my videos that were not so sorted.
Okay.
Well, I drove a late '70s Camaro that only had 3 of 4 functional brake calipers.
Really?
So it pulled
Were
like
you pre-warned that, or
no.
did the owner know?
Yes. I was told halfway through my drive.
Okay, so when you did your one takes, did you previously like shake down the car a little bit, or
No.
would you just send it? You just send it?
I would just send it. Yeah, I would just go. I would do a walk around and look at their tires.
Yeah.
And
Make sure nothing's leaking.
if the tires didn't have, like, if they were dry rotted or they were really old or something like that, then I would not do it. And I sent an email out that was like, here's the things you should be checking before you come and blah blah blah. But there was definitely cars that were just fairly janky, and some of them looked janky and drove great.
Yeah.
And some looked fine and drove fucking horrible.
So how many did you turn around, or like say no to? Turn away.
Very, very few.
Yeah.
I mean, once I got the email of, if your tires are over this age, don't even come. Like, people would bail before they showed up, and sometimes people would no-show, but there was only a couple where it was like, I can't drive that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And usually I could tell before the guy actually showed up. Yeah. It was only when there was a couple times where things are heavily misrepresented.
That'd probably be the most not sorted ones then, right?
That was really bad. There was a couple of years ago, there was a real craze on exoskeleton type vehicles as well. And rather than building complete tube chassis like the Ariel Atom or even the Exocet, people would just like take front wheel drive cars and just remove the body and put fucking tubing and be like, it's an exoskeleton car. And I drove one of those, and it was horrific and unbelievably sketchy and just like a death trap.
Yeah.
And then there was other cars I drove where it was unsorted, and it was so bad it was fun. Like, this dude had a Fiero
Oh God.
with a 750 horsepower.
Oh my
Really?
A
lord!
4G63 in the back.
Oh. Sounds cool.
He had a complete front subframe from an Eclipse in the back of the Fiero.
Wow, I would
And it
like
was
to see
a
that.
gigantic. Yeah, just Google an image of the smoking tire Death Fiero, and the whole fucking thing was rattle canned black, and like just everything about it. Like, the shifter was like chain link welded Cholo shifter. The steering wheel, yeah, that's it. Driving the Death
Holy
Fiero.
crap!
It was
No
all home built,
shit.
riveted, and so. And
That's
actually,
pretty cool.
On the one hand, some of the engineering for being like homebrew was kind of trick. Keep scrolling down, Jay.
Well, home build, you're putting the 4G63
Yeah,
behind
I mean, look,
the seats.
that's me driving it on the fucking track, and I mean, look, this thing was fucking fast. I mean, really, really fast, but
Looks
also.
sick.
Oh, yeah, that's weird. They had to make room for it in the back. It's got a new line.
Super
it's very
crazy.
cool looking.
But the engine was offset to driver's side because the gearbox was next to it that way. Like, if you were designing this properly, it would have gone the other way. But
Sure.
So I'm on the left, right? I'm not exactly light.
Hey, Indiana.
Yeah, I'm on the left. Engine's on the left, right? So on left-hand turns, you're like ballasted, and actually it turned really well to go left. To turn right, it had this gnarly snap oversteer. And then on top of that, the accelerator pedal was like one of those wheels. Like, you ever see like a sprint car throttle?
What do you mean by the
it's
wheel?
it's round.
It's not a pedal. It's literally a wheel on a stick, and as you move it, moves like it's a wheel.
It looks like a caster instead of a pedal.
See, here's a great photo Jay's got. So the exhaust is routed to the right, but the engine is off-center left, driver's left, so you're ballasted to turn one direction and horribly another direction.
Is this a drag car? What's
No,
this
no.
built
This is
for?
a road course car.
I see the Kirky seats is what I was asking.
Oh, no, because that's what this dude could afford, or because he didn't value his life that much. I don't really know, but it was.
That's
I mean,
neat.
well, I forgot. I wrote a piece for the Drive about this. Yeah, I think this was probably a good piece. Fucking sketchy. I mean, you want to talk about it,
No, I love sketchy cars.
but the video did really well. I don't know how many views the video did, but I mean, it was probably high six figures, if not seven figures, for 15 minutes of work. But that's the thing. Where you have to really devalue your life. I took that on an open track day.
Really?
Cold. No warm up. Just like fucking. Guess I'm doing this. Fucking with 50 other cars on the track. A track day. Like, what is wrong with me? Like, yeah, that's the end. That's the very, very end. You know what I mean? That's literally the car equivalent of being fucking chained to a dungeon wall and fucking just getting whipped, and you being like, I hate myself. I just need to feel anything. Yeah, that's crazy. JL says, what would you recommend for a fun all-wheel drive car that can handle Boston roads for under $30,000? I would say that you should get a WRX and do a mild rally prepped lift on it with downsized -1 wheels, but not knobbies, but like rally tires and some skid plates. Boston's a terrible place to drive cars. Really
Haven't
bad for
driven
cars.
there.
Brutal.
Cobblestones. Think fucking Ben Franklin
yeah.
shit.
Horse and
I'd
carriage.
probably do like
Yeah.
a lifted Subaru.
Yeah. You want a safari car,
I was just going to
honestly.
say,
Yeah,
your
one low
911
mileage.
Safari is probably my answer. You're not. I know it's not probably
Or
the
like,
price, but
honestly,
that's the
like-
perfect
A little
car.
over 30K.
Is it?
Slightly, not by
Slightly?
much.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Or honestly, Mazda CX-5 Turbo. That's going to be right around
Really?
30K. Yeah, CX-5's nice. Good steering.
What can you get an Evo for nowadays?
Or an Evo.
Evo
I mean,
8,
a
Evo
used
9?
Evo, yeah. A used Evo plus rally mods, 30K.
Yeah.
Evo 10
I
with a dual
trust the
clutch.
4G more than I would trust any EJ, I'll tell you
Look,
that.
it works in a Fiero.
Yeah, hey, if it works for him.
Yeah, man. A used Evo with a rally setup, that could be very fun. That could be very fun indeed. Lakshya Pratap. I have an MR2 Spider. Should I keep the OEM tire setup, 185 fronts and 205 rears, or change to a square setup, 205 all the way around? I'm still learning to drive a mid-rear car.
I think it depends on what the goals are, personally. But I would change the stock setup, but that's a rear-wheel drive car, right?
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't do a squared setup on that. Maybe staggered still. But
I think, yeah, I mean, here's the question is, what problem are you trying to solve?
right.
Changing a tire isn't just like, well, more isn't always better. It can be, but it's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
So what is the problem that you're trying to solve? Is the problem that the car understeers and you want to get more front grip to have it turn in better? Well, adding a little more front tire is one way to do that. You can also get adjustable sway bars. You can also change camber. You can also do a bunch of other things. What I wouldn't do without professional advice is change the relationship between the front and the rear tire from factory without consulting an expert in those
Sure.
cars. That's what I wouldn't do. But I'm not sure. I would just, instead of saying, should I run a wider tire, like, I don't know, maybe. Also, like, maybe not. If you're just learning, keep it fucking stock. Run a stock car.
It just depends what they're using the car for
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
But if you're, I think the question said something about intro, still learning to drive mid rear. I mean, I'm not saying don't modify your car, but like that is going to fundamentally change the dynamics of the car. It might make it more snappy oversteering.
Yeah, it may ruin it.
It might ruin it. You could ruin it. Colin Chapman said if you make the suspension adjustable, they will adjust it wrong. And
Yeah.
so you should live by that. I don't know. If that dude, Jay, jumps into the regular chat, Lakshya Pratap, to explain why they want to do that, then we will get back to that
keep an
question.
eye on him.
Chappie says, if we wanted to throw away money, how would I do it if it wasn't modifying a Prius? If I wanted to throw away money, I'd go find my old Fox body and I'd put an entire GT350 powertrain into it. From the engine to the gearbox to the independent rear, I would put all of that into a Fox body. That would be a great way to throw away money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be very expensive.
Back to
But
the
it would be fun.
previous guy. Mostly autocross, a little bit of street.
Autocross is you got to go in the autocross nerd forums. Those
There's
guys
some.
are.
You can go deep in the forums on that one.
Yeah. That's like beyond me. That's like get every issue of Grassroots Motorsports and go fucking deep at the paint. I'm sorry, you're beyond us there. But for autocross, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But then we're
because-
talking a bunch of suspension upgrades too, not
Yeah.
just wheels and tires.
Yeah, agreed.
This one's my favorite. Go ahead.
Oh, David
take
says,
it.
no offense to Jay, but Zach is half the podcast. This $5 is for him. I'll make
the
sure he gets
truth.
it.
It's the
Zach's
truth.
having a cortisone shot in his back today. That's why he's not here. He's getting...
Sorry for this guy.
He's got, for all the people that said my back problems came from being fat and not from driving too many cars, Zach is literally the fittest person I know. He eats only broccoli and brown rice and grilled chicken, and he has the exact same injury I had in his back. So it's not fat, fuckers. That didn't help, but it's not that. It's cars. Cars are bad for you. Take care of your spine, Amelia.
Oh yeah, I need to take care of my ears. That's the one thing I don't do enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually I can tell I've lost some of my hearing. And I'm not that
Really?
old, but I mean, I'm constantly working on cars, impacts, sawzalls, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And on top of that, revving cars and just being around them in general.
Do you not, have you ever fucked with like really small, like earplug type devices?
I've started just using ear protection.
Yeah.
It seems like the
That's probably the way
logical
to
thing.
go. I go, I go bird shooting with my dad, and I shoot like skeet clays and stuff. So I used to have big fucking noise canceling cans like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got these really little guys, and they're great. They don't weigh anything, you barely feel them, and they fucking save my ass. And you can talk through them without sounding like an asshole. So,
Yeah.
whatever.
I love shooting trap and skeet.
Do you shoot?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You should go. Do you
I'd be
fuck
down.
with it here? Have you been here?
I haven't been local. No, I've been training with Terran Tactical a lot lately.
Oh, well, I don't do the fucking murder spree thing, but I shoot clays. If you want to go up to Oak Tree Gun Club,
Yeah, I've been to
they
Oak
do
Tree.
sporting club. Their clay
Yeah.
range is real
That's
hard.
where actually, the ski range.
The skeet range behind the office
Yep,
is
that
challenging, but the sporting clays is up on the top of the mountain.
I haven't done that.
Sporting clays is like a golf course, but for shooting skeet. So the clays fucking come from all over the place, and you go from hole to hole. and it's-
Really?
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah.
That sounds like
So
fun.
some come at you, and some come from behind your head. Some come straight up, and then they roll one
I think we're
across the
talking
ground.
about. We might be talking about the same thing. It's not at the top of the hill though. It's like right behind the office,
That's
and that comes from all different directions.
right, but you don't move.
No.
Right, it's like a driving range.
Right.
This at top of the mountain is like a
I've
golf
never
course.
even seen that over
yeah, yeah. It's super, super cool. Yeah,
Huh.
we'll do that one. That's
Okay.
fun.
Yeah,
but
I'm
it's
down for it.
really hard because they it's a dark clay against a green background, and it's coming real fast. It's
I'm used to like those neon orange
Yeah.
ones.
Well, sometimes they are, right? But they're only neon orange on top. So sometimes the whole thing is above you, and it's very, very hard, but it's really rewarding. Blah, 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 blah.
Is there any way we can turn down the AC slightly?
Turn around. Just hit the up arrow, like till it gets to like yeah. Yeah.
Let's do a 71. It's a
Sure.
little
No
chilly.
problem. You're good.
Thank you.
You're
No
not
worries.
the first one to be freezed out.
No, you know what happens in this room is we got to start it a little cold because with 3 people in a room, over time it gets a little.
Yeah, and I'm
warmer.
sure it's harder to make it cold again once it's. Yeah.
It's something about it is a little. Nick wants to know. Congrats on the new ganja sponsor, Tradecraft Farms, the official ganja of the Smoking Tire podcast. Favorite method for consuming? Well, when I travel, these are certainly stealth as can be. But at home, I have an old school bong. It's like this big, and it says AMG on it, unrelated to Mercedes. And go old school with the flower in the bong. Alex C. Macan S alternatives for $20,000 used. Okay, $20,000 sporty SUVs that would be an alternative to a Macan.
That's tough.
Short list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
can't
sounds good.
think of one.
I mean, look, platform mates would be Tiguan and Q5. So if you want to get close as one could get without being, I would look at used Q5s.
But can you get those for around 20?
Yeah, not the big engine and not the SQ5, but you would get a 2.0T,
Yeah.
Q5 used for $20,000 for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's probably what I would do. But I'm gonna go back. If I think what they want to know, like I would again say Mazda CX-5 Turbo, like light, like less used or even almost new.
I feel like the Audi is more in parallel to.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, but it won't handle as well as the Macan, and the CX-5 actually
Yeah.
will. Ray Lee says, we got a bunch of people that say Prius X. Okay.
I like the Prius
Prius
Type R.
Type R.
I do like
Prius-
the Prius Type R.
Prius Type R is okay. Yeah.
Maybe I'll put a Type R badge on the Prius.
You should absolutely get a Type R badge if you don't have one. I'm shocked you haven't already done that. Toyota Axios, that's okay. Flannel Bob says, should I buy a Morgan three-wheeler purely for the experience? Well, let me explain to you, Flannel Bob. The experience is all you're buying with a Morgan three-wheeler.
What else is there?
You're not buying performance, practicality, reliability, or really anything else. But there's no experience like a Morgan three-wheeler. You ever drive one?
I have not.
The best. It's like being Baron
I don't think
von
I've ever
Munchausen.
driven a three-wheeler.
Well, most three-wheeled vehicles are terrible. Because the only reason you would sell a three-wheeled vehicle is because you can't afford to sell a four-wheeled vehicle. And I'm not talking about the fourth wheel. I'm talking about the safety features. Because a three-wheeled vehicle is a motorcycle, not a car.
Sure.
So you don't have to have airbags.
What was
or
the car
anything.
that was three-wheeled in Top Gear where they just
Reliant
rolled
Robin.
The best.
Reliant
That was
Robin.
one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah. But what you really can't do is have one wheel in the front and two in the back. And that's why. So that's why all the three-wheeled vehicles are the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah. But three-wheeled vehicles in general are very terrible. Polaris Slingshot, terrible. But the three-wheeler Morgan, because it's a motorcycle engine and because of like how it looks and kind of feels, it's just like, it's so old school feeling. You feel like you're in the fucking Great Gatsby or World War I or something. It's like, it's not trying to be modern. It's trying to be fucking old. And so for that reason, it's fun. But think about in a car, you know how you can like straddle a pothole? Not in a Morgan. In a Morgan,
That's
one of
true.
those wheels is smashing into that pothole.
Oh, yeah.
So that's something
I
you
didn't
don't
think about that,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not good for like Manhattan. Not good for New York City. Fucking smash potholes. But like, you cannot replicate the experience of a Morgan three-wheeler with any other vehicle. It's not possible. And also, when you have a Morgan three-wheeler, laws don't apply to you. You can literally do anything you want. No one will stop you. Park it anywhere. Go any speed you can do. They'll be like, ha, look at that. They don't give
Because
a
it's
fuck.
such a novelty?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Wow.
You can do anything. You drift. They don't care. Like, just like, look, that guy's having fun. It's yeah, it's great.
Let's be happy.
Answer: yes, Flannel Bob. Buy a Morgan three-wheeler. Amelia introduced Adam LZ to me. I heard Adam's a very nice guy.
He was nice.
Yeah, I've interacted with him on Instagram a couple times.
You guys should totally do a podcast together.
We were trying to put something together last minute during FD, but
Oh, this past round?
yeah, but the schedules didn't line up. Where does that dude live?
Florida.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait until he comes back to town. We could do remote. I hit him up, but it just the scheduling didn't work out. But it's on the plan. I wanted to do one with him, and isn't he dating that Colette Davis chick?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good power couple move kind of thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see.
Yeah. Good thought, Jason. Ryan says you have an LSA engine and a 6-speed manual from a Cadillac CTS-V laying around. What do you swap it into?
A CTSV wagon.
Another CTS, yeah.
Yeah.
A non-V wagon. It would be cool to buy a non-V wagon and build a stealth, like, sleeper CTS-V.
Yeah.
In, like, Jewish racing gold. With, like, the little
And then you end up just upgrading the body so it looks like the V anyways, and you're like,
You
I
gotta
should
leave
have
it.
just kept it.
You gotta sleeper it. Or you can just put it in one of those, like belly tanker. Build a belly tanker, like a Bonneville car. The LSA and a 6-speed and a belly tanker would be excellent. Vlad says, oh, the ladder. Yeah, the ladder. I made a ladder to getting to a 720S. Right. Let's see. Vlad wants to know, my first sports car was a Boxster. I'm now in a Lotus Exige V6 doing 8 track days a year. Should I go back to the front rear experience or just go on to bigger power? Man, once you go mid-engine, it's tough to go back to front engine. Mid-engine is pretty nice. From there, I would go on to a faster mid-engine car or like a GT3 or GT3 RS, I think is the next bump up from that. But I would say faster mid-engine would be good. But a Lotus Exige V6, that's a fast car. That's a really fast car.
What's MSRP on one of those?
I don't know. They only sell them in Europe. I feel like they're probably like the equivalent of like $70,000 or $80,000.
I feel like a C8 would be.
C8.
Yeah.
I don't know
Starts at 60 V8.
paying in
6.2
Swiss
liter.
francs. I don't know if they sell the Corvette in Switzerland.
If you need one, I know a guy who'll ship you one.
Who will sell a Corvette in Switzerland? Do you know someone who'll do that? Is that shady? I don't think it's shady.
I don't think it's illegal in any way. I could be wrong, but I don't. I mean, the West Coast Exotic guys who I was with yesterday, they've got 2 of them right now for sale. They'd do that.
Well, I just don't know. Depending on what country this person lives in, you may not be able to just import a car from America.
I'm sure there's some legality involved in it.
Probably, yeah. Might be shady, yeah. I mean, bro, get a Corvette, for sure. But although I hate to say it, I think a C8 would be I don't want to say it's a downgrade, because it's not in terms of how much car you're getting for the money. Mm-hmm. But if you're driving an Exige V6 on track, that's a level of that a Corvette will not have. You know what I mean? That's a crazy car. That's a car that's like, fuck me. This is, you know what I mean?
I've yet to drive one.
I haven't driven the 6, but I've driven an Evora 400 with that V6, and I've driven the fastest Exige they made back in the day, and I imagine it's crazy. It's probably very good. Vlad, you have a good time. Oscar says, what is the best sporty wagon or SUV under $30,000? Good street handling and dirt fire road fun for camping.
Subaru. Yeah.
XV, right? Or Crosstrek, the Crosstrek.
Crosstrek, you have the Fozzie would be good.
I've seen like the fucking Outbacks on Outbacks on like 1552s or Team Dynamics wheels.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
I mean, even just like a simple WRX wagon, you know? Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. Get a bug eye, blob eye, hawk eye.
Build your
Any
own.
Subaru wagon, I think, would be a great, streetable car and also give you that dirt, fire, road fun camping thing.
Again,
Vlad's
God
back.
damn it again. Mazda CX-5 fucking turbo though. This we've had 3 people ask basically the same question 3 different ways. And the Mazda CX-5 turbo answers that question. They have Corvettes in Switzerland, Vlad says, but they're twice the price in the U.S. Get the fuck out of here. No, I believe that.
Really?
Yeah, it's taxes.
Yeah, I guess.
Because they have a very high import duty in Switzerland.
So what you're saying is
awesome.
I should have bought the C8 out there. I don't even think they're selling it outside the U.S. right now, are they?
I don't know if the C8 has gotten to Switzerland yet, but I've seen Corvettes in Europe. That's true. I have seen Corvettes in Europe regularly registered. Yeah, it's really interesting to go somewhere like Germany and see a Corvette on the street.
I feel like it's got to be rare though, right? Or you see it all the time?
No. It's not common by any means. But like every time I go to Germany, which is probably once a year, I see 1 or 2 Corvettes around, and I'm always kind of like, oh, that's cool. Like especially if you see one like at the Nürburgring or something.
Yeah,
like, the guy's.
I love the
going for
Nürburgring.
it. You've been, right?
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah, I've been a couple of times.
It's fucking so cool.
Yeah, I got to go for the 24-hour endurance race, and that was like I got to walk around the campsite.
Yeah.
I had like the cool like VIP access to the pits and all that. And
Yeah.
it was just like something I'll never forget.
Did you drive the track?
I've driven the track too, yes.
With like one of the rental outfits there?
Yeah.
Oh, did you
Misha.
go with Misha?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really wanted, at some point, it would be one of the, it's one of my goals to really post up there for like a month.
Yeah.
And fucking.
And really just work on it.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't it be great to just have the time to actually practice it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my friend, you know Rob Holland? Have you met that dude?
I don't believe so.
He's a G. He's a race car driver, and he lives at the Nürburgring full time.
That's cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And they've got a big house, and like one of the things he does is he like hosts gentleman drivers for the VLN races, right? So they'll do training, and they live at the fucking house when they comes in. So he's like, yeah, just come stay at the house. Like his house is like, you go on the back porch with a coffee, and it's like
that's cool.
On the Nürburgring.
You know, I thought when I first moved back to LA and I got an apartment on an on-ramp that would kind of be my experience.
How'd that work out for you?
It was awful. I was there like 10 years.
Really?
But my God, I really grew a dislike for Dodge Challengers and Chargers. And
that's hysterical.
Harley Davidsons.
You know, and you've been to my place in Venice, so you know the street that I live on.
Yeah.
Fucking every weekend, bro. It's just
someone's going in there the wrong way with their blast pipes.
The fucking Dodge Challenger Club is out and fucking. I mean, the number there's where by my house is. It's a very small road and there's a stop sign, 50 feet from my house. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's just a little alley, but everybody with a fucking Hemi has got to fucking rip a burnout from this stop sign. It drives me insane. And I don't want, I'm not like, I hate to be the old man on the fucking lawn with the stick, but I don't think people really understand how many times a day it happens.
Yeah.
Police don't give a fuck.
There's only so much you can do, and at a certain point, it's just.
I gave a cop a standing ovation once for actually pulling someone over for driving the wrong way down my one-way street.
Really? Someone actually got pulled over doing that?
Once. I've lived there 6 years. I mean, it happens, when I tell you it happens 20 times an hour. Someone drives the wrong way down my street.
This is genuinely public, right? This is not like people know it's you. Like, you know how at front here sometimes people will go back and forth?
No one knows it's not me.
Okay,
no, people.
okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Really
Here
go
they
back
do
and
outside
forth
the
there?
window. Yeah, they kind of try to get noticed sometimes.
Yeah, I'll sometimes see a fan kind of pull a big U-turn in front of here and sort of point up or whatever. And people drag race down the street all the time anyway.
I'm sure.
Basketball players right there at the Clippers building, amongst others. But like they used to call this road Thunder Alley, like back in the day. Like Carroll Shelby and Vic Edelbrock raced on this fucking road.
It's a wide, smooth road.
And
so,
why shouldn't you? Here it doesn't bother me. The road in my fucking house is like 12 feet wide.
The story with your neighbor is still my absolute favorite.
Oh God, the one who told me, the one that said to go fuck yourself. Ugh. I yelled at someone for driving the wrong way down the street. I was like, "You're going the wrong way," and they're like, "Fuck you, asshole!" And then immediately pulled into the garage across the street from my house. I was like, "Oh God!" And the very next day, or maybe 2 days later, I pull the Countach out and I'm driving up, and they look at me, and I see the lady who told me to go fuck myself. She's like, "Oh my God, I love your car." And I go, "Fuck you, asshole!" Fucking cruise by.
Yes! Yes, that is a great story.
Yeah, she was really confused. She had absolutely no idea why somebody would call her an asshole for saying that.
Did she ever confront you, or
Never.
she just
Never
made eye contact
Never
again?
again. No, not once.
She's like, God, these people in LA are just so
fucking
rude.
people on the other side of the street are real shitbags.
All fucking Lamborghini owners.
Yeah, fucking assholes. 2 more, and then we'll wrap it up. Jake says, thanks for the watch advice. Gonna go with a Seiko. All right, cool. There you go. Oh, he was the one who is not buying a fake HYT. Don't buy a fake HYT. Good for you. Seiko Couture is a lovely watch. Emelia will take, he wants to know, he'll take delivery of his Rapid Blue Corvette in 5 days. Where should he start the mods?
For a simple mod, I think one of the cost-wise, simple-wise, and all that, I would probably do headers and touch nothing else. It really brings up the octave pitch of the car and gives it more of like a higher pitch scream, so it sounds more like a supercar. But I mean, everything else of that car, if you're just looking for something simple, it's like I can't speak highly enough of the C8 personally, but I think that's probably what I'd do.
I mean, they drive like really well out of the box.
Oh yeah.
Like they don't. I mean, I would go Z51. I think that's a package that's worth the money.
Right.
I would go MagRide. I think it's very difficult to improve on MagRide in the aftermarket for any kind of reasonable money.
Have you driven the MagRide?
I've only driven the MagRide.
Oh really?
I've never driven a non. Is yours non-MagRide?
Mine's non-rag. I'm on KW coilovers now, though. I've
that'd be
actually
interesting.
heard the opposite of the Corvette. People actually like the non-MagRide better.
For what reason?
Something about the rebound in it isn't as
Okay.
pleasurable. I haven't driven it, so I can't speak
Okay.
on that behalf, but some of my driver friends have said they like it better without.
Well, that's possible. I mean,
Yeah.
look, it is entirely possible. We're talking about all new geometries with the C8. So
Oh, yeah.
it's been my experience in the past with ZL1, with the previous ZR1s, with various Camaros, and with Cadillacs, CTSVs, that it is really tough to improve on the MagRide unless you're going to like an Olin's or Motons or some
And see,
super high end.
See, you've driven it. I've never driven it. I've only done the base portion of the
Yeah.
suspension. So like, I'd be really curious to actually drive it and see
Yeah.
how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But,
Well, what you get with the MagRide, it is possible to improve on the ultimate grip. If you got 1.0 G or whatever with the regular, you know, with MagRide, like, yeah, you could put a KW or whatever and you can get 1.05 or whatever the fuck it is, right? But what MagRide has is that spread. where
Right.
it can get so comfortable and then get 90% of the way to a pure motorsport
See,
shock.
and that's the difference is I'm just talking pure track use.
Yeah. That's why. If you're building a track car, then get a dope ass shock from Germany or one of those really high end companies, and you'll probably be fine. Hang on one second. You good? Lunch? Okay, cool. They got to check in. We got business now. They got to go to lunch. You know what I'm saying? The fucking guys got to go to lunch. That's what it is.
But yeah, to answer his question, I'd probably say headers.
Cool. That's a good one. And Oscar, who we recommended a Subaru, already owns a WRX and wants not Subaru. All right, fine, Oscar. Best sporty wagon or SUV. I'm down for JDM. Okay.
But what's he looking for? Like, what's he wanted?
Best sporty wagon or SUV under $30,000.
Oh, okay. Same question.
Okay. So, but handling and dirt fire road is the problem. Like, dirt fire road, that means you're talking about lifting it. Means you're talking about ride height.
Does it have
There's
to be new?
so few. I mean,
Does it have to be a
I'm
new
trying to
car? Could we
think.
go
Like
like used
Audi,
used
all
Audi?
roads?
Yeah, I
I
was
mean-
going to
Audi,
say.
Volkswagen.
God, I have such a hard time recommending a used
You-
Audi
you-
to anybody.
And you
Any
you
used
cannot
Audi.
recommend a used all road
You
to
can't
anybody.
recommend an all road, a used all road.
No.
Well, you can get like
Used all road is not in my vernacular.
Even with fresh airbags,
No.
don't buy it.
No.
you can get like a Skyline wagon.
Stagia? I mean, you wanted to be a fucking G, get a Stagia. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to be hard, but the problem is like sporty SUVs are expensive. They just are, right? So if you want a sporty SUV,
Well, what's the budget? I mean, you
30K,
could get like
under 30K. You want a
that's
sporty
right,
SUV
crap.
under 30K.
That's tough.
You're talking
That's
about
so
deep
tough.
used.
Yeah.
You're talking about used, not lightly used, like
Very used.
really used.
Yeah.
Like you're asking for a little bit of everything there. And so I mean, yes, Stagia, Outbacks. I mean, oh, no Subaru, sorry.
X1, did you like the X1? I loved it.
The first gen
The first-
X1 that
first
was
gen
based on the
X1.
3 Series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had one. She had two of those. I really liked that. That's probably even less, and you could probably do some stuff to it.
Yeah. God,
Maybe.
I mean,
did
it's just not a lot.
did the Miatas ever come in a wagon?
No, that'd be cool.
That would be. I want one.
Actually,
Let's
no, they
make
did
one.
it. My buddy's actually making one right now. Lewis,
Really?
my paint guy, Hermes Performance. He is
building
It's
a
insane
shooting
to
brake?
see. It looks super cool. I'll show
From
you a
out
photo
of what
later.
generation?
I could not tell you. It's so disassembled right now that he's like
That'd be cool.
custom making the wagon right now.
I've seen a couple like aero tops, where they have a hard top that slopes
Oh,
back.
it looks like a Daytona. I've seen
Yes,
that.
and makes kind of an aero top.
Yeah, I've
Those
seen
are
that.
kind of cool. Yeah. Oscar, get a Skyline and put big balloon tires on it. Fucking mob that shit in the dirt. That's what I'm saying.
Boom.
Who doesn't love a Skyline? Everyone loves a Skyline. What do you want to plug before we wrap this up? Obviously, your YouTube channel.
I was going to say Sorted, but my YouTube
thanks.
channel, if you guys want to watch and subscribe. Share videos if you like them. We just did an episode together that'll be coming out soon, doing a full exclusive tour of the garage. And Sorted, I guess we're going to start posting the West Coast now. The West Coast was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. It was good.
I had a
I'm
lot of
excited
fun
to see,
shooting the West
see how
Coast.
they came out.
Yeah.
I've been doing QC badly, but I've been doing some QC for.
What do you mean by QC?
Like before
Quality
Rob
control.
posts the episode, he's like,
Oh.
"Can you watch this? I can't watch it again." And I'm like, "Okay." And find a couple little things, but I'm really excited for the West Coast ones too. I think they're really cool, and the Miami final should be really fun as well because things were turned up even higher.
Oh, yes.
which is
And I
great.
was asked to rip the piss out of a car, and I won't say what car, and I did.
So all those episodes are at sortedornot.com, which is where they all get posted, and there's some behind the scenes stuff on the cars themselves and all that stuff as well. So thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Miss Emelia, ms.emelia on Instagram. And yay. And I'm going to South Carolina, so I'll see y'all. I got my negative COVID test today. 3 for 3, baby. Let's do it. Ready to go. And we'll see y'all on the flip side of that trip. If you need somewhere to keep your shit, you got more cars than space. Westside Collector Car Storage has you covered. Hit us up at wccs.com. And hopefully Zach's back is feeling better. And thanks, Jay.
Yeah.
Thanks for dropping the ones and
Thanks
twos
for having me
us
in.
today. Thank you, Amelia.
Yeah, of course.
Regards to the staff back at your shop. I hope they're on fucking union lunch break. Just saying.
We're not.
You got
we're not
workers'
working
comp?
today.
You got workers' comp? Fucking OSHA certs? Let's go. Show them.
Come with me. No.
All right, live people, thank you for joining us on this one. Thank you for your donations, and have a great Friday evening. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.